Hello everyone. So today I am going to teach you or show you a recipe how to cook chili. Now this is going to be different from the Waltz chili that I made earlier. This is a family recipe for chili, and I personally like this one better. I was not a big fan of the Waltz chili that I made. I mean, it was okay, but I didn't think it tasted like chili. The spices were not the right ones, in my opinion, for chili. I mean, it was edible, but I did end up adding cumin afterwards to make it taste like chili. Because when you make chili, cumin, that spice, is the one that makes it taste like chili, in my opinion. Now this recipe takes 2 tablespoons of cumin, and I like to put in more because it's 2 tablespoons in the meat and then 2 tablespoons that go into the sauce. So it's going to be a total of 4 of each of these. 2 tablespoons of the cumin and 2 tablespoons of the chili. Could be less chili if you don't like it as spicy. That's entirely up to you. But because it says 1 to 2 tablespoons. I may just put the one in there and then the other one in after. You can also put in some pepper here. So I always like to put in fresh pepper for most things. And some salt. You're going to do that to your tastes. I did add water as always for me. The frozen ground beef. There should be 2 pounds of ground beef. You can put in less ground beef if you don't like extremely meaty chili with beans. And if you do like it extremely meaty, you can put in more. So it's up to you. So I'm going to cook this up. And after I've browned it up, I will come back to you and we will continue with our recipe. This recipe also calls for onion and garlic. And while I'm going to add that, I'm going to put a little bit into my, sprinkle a little bit in here into my meat right now so that it will have that flavor in it. Yeah, that's good. Not too much, just till it smells good to you. All right. Okay, now I've browned up the meat and I'm just letting some of that excess water that added boil off. But while it's working on that, I'm going to add my diced up garlic. I diced up like 2½ cloves of garlic because it was towards the middle, so it was around 2½. I'm going to also add my 1 chopped up onion. So this is 1 onion chopped. So I'm just going to scoop that into my meat right here. I've got it in my slow cooker while I was at it because I like to put mine in the slow cooker when I'm done doing this part and getting this all browned up and everything. So that's in there. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. Oops. We're going to cook this so that those onions kind of brown up too with the meat now at this point, because I'd like them to brown up a little bit, not necessarily totally, but just some. You want to cook them so that they're not totally raw when you throw them in your slow cooker. Makes it have a little bit more flavor in your meat. Same with the garlic. Throw it in here. Cook it up with the meat for a little bit. Let that continue to cook. So my slow cooker is a crock pot, and I don't remember how many quarts this one is. I think it's a bigger one, maybe like a 6.5. I don't know. So it's like this. It's one of those big oval ones here. That's what I'm going to be cooking that in. After I'm done browning this up together, you know, you kind of want to cook it until the onions and the garlic have sort of a cooked scent. And then at that point you can just transfer it to this pan. Slow cooker pan, or pot, I should say. Doesn't necessarily take too long. I think we're about there now. You see how they're not really browned up, but they're starting to turn, maybe you can see it, starting to turn translucent. That's what you want. When they start to turn translucent, they don't have to be totally cooked a lot. It just gives that meat that extra little bit of good flavor there. All right, so I'm going to turn that off and I'm going to put this in here. I got a slotted spoon over here. If I want, I can just scoop it in there. That way I can kind of drain it. That way, whoops. I need to move it closer. I'm making a mess. Sorry. So I want to get that all in here. And let me just scrape it in. There's not very much liquid left. It's not going to hurt. I boiled it to a point where it's, or not boiled, but cooked it to a point where there's not too much liquid in there. So it shouldn't be an issue. I don't think I really need to drain that. All right. Sometimes if you got fattier meat, there's too much liquid and you have to take some out. But if it's leaner, you usually really don't have to worry about that. Okay, so that's out. I'm going to set that over there. And then I'm going to spread out my meat in here like this. The next thing I'm going to do is, it says, it takes, I'm probably going to grab more cans of this, tomato sauce. I don't usually use this brand. My mother-in-law did give it to me though. I usually use Hunt's. So, if you're buying it, I don't know about this one, Kirkland, but we'll see. It says 2 cans of tomato sauce and 2 cans of water, but I personally like to have less water in it because I'm putting it in a slow cooker rather than a pan. So I will probably grab another can of tomato sauce instead to give it that extra liquid. The other thing I like to do is I like to add 1 can of diced tomatoes. Now, if you don't like diced tomatoes, like my dad, who does not like diced tomatoes because he doesn't like the consistency, that's fine. Leave these out. Just add another can of tomato sauce instead because you need that liquid. Mix it up and see what it looks like. Because I don't really like to add lots of water to this, like I said, because it's in my slow cooker. So I'm going to turn my slow cooker on, and let's see here, temperature, oops, manual, temperature, I want it on high for now, because I'm going to get it going. So I'm going to go ahead and press start. I'm just going to get this warmed up. I mean, you could put it on a low instead of a high. Depends upon how long you want to wait to eat. I usually start this earlier in the day, and then I let it go. That way all of this absorbs all the flavor. It's going to call for beans too later. I'm going to be putting in cans of pinto beans. I like these Bush's pinto beans. And I put in 3 or 4 because I like a lot of beans in my chili. So at this point, now that I've added that, this is what this is looking like. And I'm going to let that go for a little while. And then I'm going to add the beans. It says, if you're cooking this in a pot, okay? I don't have this big of a pot. And so this part of the reason I use the slow cooker. If you're cooking this in a large pot, what you're going to do is you're going to brown your meat. You're going to drain the meat. Then you're going to put the meat back into the pan. And you're going to add chili powder, onions, cumin, garlic, salt, tomato, sauce, and water. Well, I already have the onions and the garlic and the salt and the pepper, but I'm going to probably put more salt and pepper in there as I do this sauce. But now I need to grab my measuring thing here, which is 2 tablespoons again. And I'm going to add, so that we got the flavor in the sauce, not just the meat, the 2 tablespoons of my cumin. And then 1 to 2 tablespoons of chili, depending upon your preference. What you can do is you can start out with 1 tablespoon of chili, if you like, and then after it's all done, taste it. If it needs more, add more. That way you don't end up with something too spicy if you don't like it too spicy. Or if you know you like it spicy, go for the 2. It's up to you. It may not even be that spicy. It just depends. There are times when I get fresh chili powder that it's spicier than others. Just saying. But I know sometimes my kids say it's too spicy when I do that. So I'm just going to put in the 1 for now, see how it goes. And put a little bit more salt. Grind in some pepper here. Stir it up. I'm definitely thinking as I look at this is not enough. I'm going to go grab one more can or maybe 2 more cans of tomato sauce. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And I grabbed or got 2 more cans. We'll see. I'll try with the one first. Because I do know that I want to add my beans later. I'm going to drain those beans. So I'm not going to be getting additional liquid from the beans. And while I don't want it to be too soupy, I do want enough liquid in here that it won't be too thick. I mean, you want it sort of thick, but you do want a little bit of juice or sauce to it. I may add 1 can of water, but no more than 1. So that is now 3 cans of tomato sauce, 1 can of tomatoes. If you're leaving the tomatoes out, you would make it 4 cans of tomato sauce. I'm going to add about 1 can of water, maybe. Let me start and see. I don't like watering it down too much because I do like that tomato sauce gives it a nice flavor, and you put too much water, has less flavor. I think it's only going to be half a can of water, to be honest, despite the recipe, because I don't ever really follow the recipe exactly because I like it more flavorful. Okay, so now that's done. I've stirred that up. I'm going to bring it over here and show you real quick. Sorry. And you can see this is what it looks like now. See how it's saucier? That's what you're going to want. So you're going to put it on the lid, leave it just to heat up. Once it's heated up, then you can go ahead and add the beans, probably, because you don't want to add the beans too soon. If you add the beans too soon, then they kind of get mushy, so you just want to wait till, further, because they're already pre-cooked. Therefore, being pre-cooked, you do want to add them closer to the end. So usually maybe about an hour before the end, or hour and a half before the end, I may go ahead and add those beans after I drain them and rinse them. All right, come back to you then. Okay, so I've decided, even though I usually wait, because I usually start this early, it is getting later. I'm going to just add my beans right now because I want to eat it in the next hour or so anyway, so it won't hurt. What I did was I took those cans of beans I showed you, and I opened 3 of them. I drained them and I rinsed them in this colander here. Now I'm just going to dump my beans in, and I'm going to stir it up. And, if you like more beans, add more beans. If you like less beans, add less beans. If you don't want to add beans, that's fine. You don't have to add them. It's all up to you, because I know some people like chili without beans, and some people like chili with beans. And I'm one of those with beans people. So I'm just going to do that and keep that going, and, hopefully around dinner time, it will be done. Here we go. So this is what it looks like right now. Like I said, you like more beans, go ahead and add those. All right, so we're just going to let this cook till dinner time with the lid on top. And then I will show it to you when it's done. Okay. So here it is. It's finished up. Because I didn't start it earlier, I took some out of my slow cooker, put it into a pot to finish it up, and the rest is going to go away for another day, like tomorrow and the next day, and it'll taste better the next day anyway because it'll have sucked up more flavor. There's what it looks like when you're finished, and it's very hot now. Much better than Welch chili. All right, hope you enjoyed that. See you again real soon. Bye.